Welcome back to the Juice.
Bang.
All right, are we rolling?
We're rolling.
All right, welcome back to the. No, I'm kidding. I don't know the words.
I don't know who he thinks he is.
Oh god.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Oh golly. Geez.
We're falling apart.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to go too in depth about Christmas class.
Exactly. Me neither.
Take them right there, Matt.
Can we also?
You're listening to Spiked Lemonade, the only Roundnet podcast that talks about the Christmas classic and specifically Mike and Josh's performance. They after going 2-3 in pool play and missing A bracket,
We've
losing
never finished
to
outside the
This is
top
wild.
32.
Dimitri and Tommy. They didn't have a good day, and we're gonna talk solely about that
We're
today.
not gonna make it an excuses pod, but there's just so much to say.
Today's gonna be a pod just about them and how bad they.
So when are we actually starting?
Tell me who you know doing things like the Lemon Boys do it on the way to the top. This just elevator music, matter of fact.
Spikeball's full of a bunch of losers.
I'ma put it in reverse like Fanaki, cocky. Never we killing these brothers softly.
Travis Core trains dogs to bite people.
Y'all be driving stick shift. This is auto. You know I turn it up. I wanna beat up the beat. You gotta see us to see.
Hey guys, it's Kyle Keenan. Keenan is key.
So deep, take a map just to find them all. And you know I'm about to eat like a Ryan Paul. Too tough, no rest, crown, I wear it. Big cut, big flex, Mike Garrett. Run the game round here, this is natural. And you know I got the touch like a maspo. Spiked lemonade, on the way to the top, about to elevate. Spiked lemonade, and the boys don't play, better get it straight. Spiked lemonade, on the way to the top, when we elevate.
Honestly, with the Discord, dude, I honestly just thought it was a bit of a bitch ass move.
Are you serious? Let's roll.
That's so good. All right, good. Yeah. You want to open this one, or you want to open the one?
Don't matter to me.
All right, I got this one. Welcome back, everybody. Spike Lemonade Pod, episode 23. Question mark?
22.
22, going on 23, where we squeeze out all the juice, leave no stone unturned. Tonight, me and Matt are with Michael Garrett. We want to talk about some Christmas classic stuff, Maddie's performance, he and Gabe getting to the finals, which was pretty sweet, seeing them play against top-level competition, kind of setting the stage for the season, what's to come, partner stuff, who's going to be my partner for the season, you'll find out tonight. But that's really how we start. Maddie, where do you want to take us first?
Well, I would like to say, Mike, thanks for coming on for the third time.
Third time.
You're definitely the most appeared lemon on the podcast.
As it should be. I'm just kidding.
This will be Mike's final time on the podcast as well. I do want to start off with, how was your weekend?
My weekend?
How was your weekend? The whole weekend?
Ooh.
My Sunday was really great.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Went to church and then watched football.
Nice. Did the Eagles win?
No, they played Monday night, which was last night, and they lost terribly.
Damn.
Bad time to be an Eagles fan. Not actually.
3 weeks in a row. That's I don't know if it's time to panic yet, because I'm not a Birds fan, but Amanda is, and she's kind of I'm a little nervous.
I would say it's time to be a little bit concerned, because even if we win out the rest of the season, we're playing the Giants and the Cardinals. So I think it won't matter. We're gonna be bad either way. So that's whatever.
True. Weekend. How was your weekend?
It was good. Nice chill Sunday. Yeah, it was actually really good. Some Christmas shopping. This is the Christmas episode, as in the episode before Christmas.
Oh, look at that.
So Merry
That
Christmas
is
to everybody
Merry
who's listening.
Christmas.
That's amazing. I hope you're listening to this maybe on the way to your family's house.
They're
or
actually around the tree Christmas morning and watching the SLP podcast.
opening up an SLP t-shirt for Christmas. I don't know how they would have got that, but that would be Santa would have really clutched up for that
The
one.
website may be live in the next week if the logo is done via Brandon and we fire that. We could.
That is something too. We have logos being done for Lemon Lads, which is amazing.
Yes, we do.
And those are gonna come out hopefully by the time this pod comes out.
Yes.
We will release them with the pod. That would be sick.
For sure.
In that case, there's also going to be shop that's either coming out in the next couple of days or today.
With dope
Yes.
apparel, amazing
dope
apparel.
apparel.
That everyone's
Great.
gonna want to buy. And
You're gonna want to check out the Lemon Lads Instagram, Lemon Lads Routenet, just to be sure you know when that comes out. Because when that comes out, ooh, everybody's repping it. Everybody's gonna be repping it. And speaking of social media, these are actually the 3 members of the LLSMT, the Lemon Lad social media team. So if you ever see anybody post on the Lemon Lad story, Lemon Lad Instagram, anything, it's always going to be one of us 3. So now here's some faces to the camera, I guess, to the screen.
Yeah.
Something like that.
If the grammar is ever bad, you know Mike didn't check it because that's his number one thing.
Yeah.
He's always checking grammar, which is, I guess, good. I guess good.
It's great.
Sure.
It's great.
It is true. Yeah.
I do want to dive into Christmas Classic, though, a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. So Saturday was the Christmas Classic.
Yes.
That was ERS Championship. You two
Yes.
played together.
That did happen.
Yes.
Talk to me what you were thinking Friday night. How were you feeling Friday night?
Okay. Friday night, I was not feeling. I was just excited to play, and I had not placed any expectations on the day in terms of how well we would do or how badly we would do. I was just kind of going in with, just having fun. Just coming off finals week, so I was ready to get back to playing spike ball and have some fun in that tournament. And I really wasn't stressing about it or overthinking or, putting like a requirement of how good we were going to do on the day. Just open-minded about it.
Yeah, similar. I mean, I was a little bit more like wanting a particular result, but I wanted to finish at the worst second in our group. But we let a couple games slide and didn't play our absolute best.
This just Friday night. What are you thinking Friday night before the tournament?
I'm thinking I want to finish at least second in the group.
Okay. So you guys enter the tournament as LL Alter Ego.
Yes.
Where does that come from?
It doesn't matter because the name's being done away with. It's gone.
If it reminds us at all of the Christmas Classic, it goes in the garbage.
Really?
We had to let it go.
So you're saying the name's getting thrown out.
The name was... Yeah,
so if you guys were to ever play again, it's not Alter Ego.
No.
Okay.
That is our alter ego, and threw them
it's
away.
gone. Yeah.
Yep.
The
No.
Christmas Classic.
Are we saying our new name?
Maybe not yet.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
So, all right. So Saturday comes along and you play pool play.
Yes.
Go 2-3.
Yeah.
With a positive point diff still.
Yeah.
So you must have won your games.
We did.
You won your games pretty healthy.
Convincingly. We had some high highs and some low lows in these games. We played really well, for some of the games, and then even the games we lost, we had moments where, one of us was hot, one of us wasn't, back and forth. Mike started off game 1 unbelievably hot, and we kind of dominated a good team.
And then I sputtered out from there.
Yeah, but then again, we haven't been playing enough together and everything. But yeah, bunch of excuses. But we realistically, I feel like 4-1 or 3-2 was in our realm of possibility. The only game that felt like we were in over our head was Ferreira and Owen Lippman. They just really kind of just outplayed us from the jump. What do you think?
Well, I think actually that game, I don't think they went away with it until after 10s, as far as I'm concerned. I think it was 10-10, 12-10. I think it was close up until then.
I also
don't remember that well either.
I remember Ferreira serving pretty good in the very beginning of that game. I think they had a couple points on us in the very beginning, but
I don't remember games very well, so that's very likely.
yeah. But we had beat him in Long Island, so he got one back on us. So we're 1-1.
Yes.
So I want to play him again soon.
You guys need a tiebreaker.
We need a tiebreaker.
So now you guys end up with the 26th seed.
Yeah.
And
let's get into that.
Let's get into that.
Let's get into that specifically.
You guys were the 2016, but you didn't make top bracket?
Right.
How does this work?
We went to lunch, and we're game planning against our potential matchup if there were 32 teams that made it in a 46 to 47 team tournament. Found out during lunch that wasn't going to be the case. We were not going to be playing, and they were going to be splitting it 24 and 24. I've ragged on Van Dantowitz just jokingly in here, just being silly. But in all seriousness, I just think that was ridiculous. It was silly. And I went through the Flango. It's nowhere in the Flango.
Well, it did say teams over like 32 might be split into like smaller brackets. So it did have like a little disclaimer.
It's like a little.
It was like fine
it's
print
like a
disclaimer.
fail-safe.
But when
It's
you see that, you could see,
It said May. It was nothing like,
and you could also say an 18 bracket is a small bracket.
yeah, nothing definitive.
So or if there's
right,
46 teams, then a 14 team bracket. That's a small bracket.
Yeah.
So that's a smaller bracket it got broken
Yeah.
into.
So there was no announcement that was going to happen going into the day. He also, when we got to the field, like there was no like group up meeting. He just started yelling to the field of like start pool play, and I really didn't hear any words he said because it was so like
Yeah, we were
it was so
warming up.
muffled, and like he didn't have like a loudspeaker or anything. So if he did like broadcast that fact, did not reach us at all.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
After pool play.
I pulled like 7 or so people, and everyone was like, I had no clue that's what he was doing. And and again, it's not an excuse, and you know you have to just play better. But like even as we looked to our potential matchup as the 26, our day had just gotten started. Really, we play 5 games, and it's just like now you guys are done.
Yeah.
So it sucks. I mean, you just have to play better. It's a
Yeah.
bunch of excuses, but
Yeah, we
I would have liked to have the opportunity.
Yeah, but regardless, we definitely should have just been top 24.
Yeah.
I also think, like, now I'm thinking about it in the moment, he did a few, like, experimental ideas, per se, with, like, pool play and seeding specifically, and, like, avoiding matchups that were in pool play and switching things up in bracket.
Yes.
So he might have viewed this whole day as, like, kind of an experiment to figure out, like, how to most optimally run a tournament, and maybe, like, part of that was trying out a 2014 bracket. So I have no idea, but
I will say I heard that he literally manually switched teams. That I think Model Rose was one of them.
Look
Yes.
at their seed.
They-
Look at their seed.
Model Rose.
They went to like 13 or something.
are the 11th seed right now.
But they weren't when the bracket started.
And they started bracket as from the 11th seed.
I think they go to 13
yeah, Kieran was talking about how that messed them up,
because they then had to play clap like right out of the gate
which isn't
Or-
optimal, obviously.
or whatever.
Yeah, the 13th seed.
Yeah.
And that was literally just to keep people from playing their
Repeat
pool.
teams.
In round of
Which
16.
I
Right.
That was-
disagree with.
That was to
I
avoid
do too.
matchups in round of 16.
I
not
disagree
even
with
the first round.
You gotta
that
let the chips
because
fall.
when you play pool play, that is for seeding. Why play pool play if they're not even going to
Yeah.
follow those rules for
Right.
seeding?
Honor the results.
Right?
It's just this is it. It's just a little bit of overthinking something and trying to just be. Oh, you know, we're always trying to find like the next best thing for what's the best thing for the sport. There's also ways where you can just overthink it, and it's like you have something that works. No other sports in the world go to a 24-team bracket if there's X number of teams available to play.
Yeah. I definitely will say, you know, looking back on it, I feel like regardless, I don't think the answer would ever be leaving up to TD discretion, which seeds get changed just kind of, you know, by his decision alone and not any sort of like
Yeah, it's
mathematical
his
system. So
call.
I definitely don't think that would be a good idea.
No. You want to control your own destiny. We had a chance to do that. We didn't. Matt, if you could you pull up the Long Island tournament real quick? I just want to see how many teams participated that day and how the bracket was structured.
I do also want to say how, just while I'm doing this, the tournament itself wasn't an easy tournament. The level of this tournament was more intense and competitive than I would say a lot of the challengers were this year, and it was 100% more competitive and intense than USAR Nationals was.
Yes.
So this is not a tournament to be, in my opinion, messing around with seeding like that.
This
And
tournament-
doing a 24, 26, whatever team bracket. I really wasn't a fan of that.
Because then you
one.
guys also had a harder first round as well because of that, right?
We met a team we met in pool in the round of 16. So why didn't we get out of that? But it wasn't necessarily harder. It was like...
How many teams? Sorry, we're on Long Island now.
Yeah, 26 premier teams in Long Island.
Okay, so I guess it's hard to then. But
So everybody
Did-
made bracket.
everyone made bracket.
Yeah.
Why didn't they change that to 13 and 13? Why? Because that makes no sense.
Well, I guess if anything, they would have done 24 and have two people just not make it or do a.
It just makes no fucking sense. But it's just a little. It's just annoying, bro. And like, it is what it is. Whatever. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Shit's annoying.
But
Why would
But
you
yeah,
not have
I
a
mean-
chance to play?
that's what I would agree. Especially, like, I've even talked to Gabe about it. Gabe said that this was, like, definitely more competitive than a lot of the challengers and US Air Nationals, which is not, like, by any means. This is the ERS championship. Like, if that holds anything to you guys. I know.
Yeah.
Did you guys pay attention to any of the ERS points this year?
No.
No, sir.
I know
will say-
I know you were high up there.
I was paying attention to the ERS points because I was just curious. I wanted one of those jerseys. And it was like, it was fun, like, paying attention and fighting for those points, like,
Yeah.
keeping track and that kind of stuff. Like, it was fun to do that. And I see, like, Ben, aside from this tournament, he's always a great, well, even this tournament, he's still a great TD.
Still great.
And, like, obviously he's trying things.
For
And
sure.
props to him for trying things. Some people won't even try things. And that's why Ben's so respected in the round net community. But I will say, I think ERS is going to be a top tour series eventually. For, like, a local tour series. Like, almost like Midwest round net. I would say ERS might be the best local tour series there is right now. As far as, like, prizes go and, like...
Better than PRA.
Maybe so. The PRA has a lot.
PRA is
They
pretty
have a
good.
lot of
PRA
events.
is
Like,
pretty
every
good.
weekend there's a
But
PRA.
is there, like, a PRA championship? Or because I know they break it into seasons,
Yeah, I don't
right?
think
There's
so.
like a fall series, a spring series, or spring circuit, and there might be like
Yeah.
a spring like finals.
Yeah.
I don't think there's like PRA elite players or like
No.
PRA champions.
no.
Whereas like Ben this year and last year, he's doing like ERS champions. And what he told me is he's thinking about doing something like Spikeball Elite, but for the
That'd be-
ERS
that'd be dope.
people.
Who,
So
where do you end up like finishing? Because I know you went to a lot of the events.
yeah,
So you'd be ERS elite, wouldn't you?
yes. So I'm number 2 right now.
Is that number 1?
Gabe's
Gabe?
number 1.
Yeah.
And then I could check. Joe
So-
Bondi's up there.
So what does Gabe won the points race then? So what does he get from that?
Well, there's 6 men's ERS champions or elite and 6 women's ERS
Okay.
elite, I think.
So there's no cash prize or anything, or
There was talk about a cash prize. I believe this is all. I believe I could be wrong. There was talk about a cash prize for ERS champions or elite. There was talk about discounted tournaments like ERS tournaments in the future, and then the jerseys was the big thing. Like
Yeah.
everybody you get your own ERS champion jersey, which is cool.
for sure.
What was I looking at? ERS. I will say now
That's
that
like the
the
points
ERS
race.
season is over, it was fun to look at the points and especially to be in the running while looking at all the points. I think it.
What was like a couple other like major ER?
Baltimore tour stop was ERS. It was an ERS major.
Was Connecticut?
The Maryland Monumental. That was an ERS major. Ethan Song was an ERS major. Nova was an ERS major. And then there was the minors, which was like the Connecticut tourney I played with Dimitri.
Connecticut like preseason.
We did one in New
okay,
Jersey. The
yeah.
Robbinsville one
Yeah,
was an
yeah.
ERS minor.
Yeah.
That held a little less points because there was less teams there.
Okay.
But that was a minor. The Queen of the Realms are ERS. Let's see. Let's look at all the past events. Rochester, Connecticut, New Jersey, Boston, Long Island. Oh, that was 2022. Never mind.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it was fun to look at the
To
and
keep
like
up with.
the race and look at the points race. So ended up the top 6 are Gabe, me, Max Prince, Joe Bondi, Ryan Gross, and Jared Bingham.
Okay.
Oh,
That's cool.
that is cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a ton of fun, just like looking at that throughout the season, and like keeping track of that. I had a lot of fun doing that.
All right, let's talk about your run, bro. Enough about us. Let's talk about what happened with you. Take me through your day a little bit. You can start wherever you want to start.
My back's been sore for a couple days now.
Yeah.
I had trouble getting up out of bed the day after, and it was tough. It's been a tough couple of days because of it.
Yeah. Like, did you ever have moments in the game where Gabe kind of just wasn't, performing, and you had to kind of pick up the slack?
Every single series.
Yeah.
And it was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
What is he doing? I thought that he was supposed to be good.
The only time, I know this is just a bit, but the only time that I felt that was like game 1 of the finals.
Really?
He got aced like 5 times. I was like, what the hell is going on?
He also actually, like, not to rag on Gabe, but he actually had a few uncharacteristic, like, bad sets, I noticed, like, throughout semis and finals.
I bet you I had more bad sets.
Yeah, no.
And I bet you I had.
That's me coming
I got
from-
aced more throughout the day, and he definitely.
No, I'm
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah, you definitely
no, I'm
got
not at
aced
all
more
saying
throughout
that.
the day, bro.
I will say, it felt good. If it was a lot of fun playing with Gabe. I know you guys are close with Gabe too, and you're going to eventually, I'm sure, play a tournament with him. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, no,
It's going to be a blast, and I'm lucky enough that I just snagged him so early. Like the Christmas Classic, like just got announced, and I was like, Gabe, let's play.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
Yeah, no,
that
I
was
wasn't.
awesome.
I wasn't like actually ragging on Gabe at all.
No,
No,
we
it's
should,
not a-
but
it's
we
not a-
should.
I was
rag on
coming
Gabe.
from a perspective of like he usually plays like so flawless. It
No,
was,
definitely.
Yeah, to see like
Yes.
even
He
one
would say it
set that was
himself.
slightly off.
Yeah, he definitely would. But it was a blast seeing like playing with him and seeing him in the game versus just from the sideline, like cheering him on so much. It's a totally different Gabe, and it's a ton of fun. And he
Dude.
really brings the best out of you.
Yeah.
Like
right.
I've never had such a mentally stable tournament. Like there was not one point where I was really in my head. There was a couple points during the quarters where I had like 2 or 3 bad sets in a row, and I was like, what's happening? And then Gabe called a timeout, and I was never like upset at myself. We came back right into it. We broke, I think, or we had a great hell hold, and then took the game over since then. And it was just a ton of fun. That's the number one thing going into it. I said I just want to have a ton of fun. I don't care how we do, and it was exactly that. Was it a comfortability thing? Because I'm playing with Gabe, probably, but I truly think I don't think he carried me at all.
I don't think carried you is the word. I think he raised your level.
I would say that he
That's a
definitely brought
better way
the
of
best
putting it.
out of me,
Yeah.
and it was great when we got to like the semis and the finals, playing at that level, and not feeling like I was dragging the level of play down.
Yeah.
That was huge for me. That was a really good
Well, I
just
got
a really good feeling.
I went out to grab something to eat, and I got a text about 3/4 of the way through game 1 of the semis. And I'm not going to put anybody on blast, but the text pretty much was like, yo, Matt's fumbling the bag. You got to get back here. And I was like, oh, shit. So I rushed back in, and then I was just like, are you sure? Because game 2 and 3, you looked great. And I was like, what the hell happened? And they were like, yeah, game 1, he just was off. Or what happened in game 1 even? I don't even know.
Game 1 of
I wasn't there.
semis. That was the first game we
Was it
dropped
more
all
serve receive?
day.
I remember.
What did you see?
All I know is I remember you coming off the field and Gabe was like, "Matt, you got to lock in for game 2 here." So I mean,
I didn't see a freaking second of it, so I have
I
no
would
clue. We got to watch the replay back. Bro.
definitely go to watch the replay. I just watched it over when I was editing it, and it was a lot of serve receive, and when you were saying like setting, I think me and Gabe were both kind of setting directionally. Like we were never found in system too well, and we were kind of hitting into them, setting directionally, and their serve receive was just not great. But then we locked in and took care of business games 2 and 3,
Hell yeah.
and it felt really good after that.
I didn't see any weakness from you, but did you hear about the running tally that was going on the sideline?
I have no idea. I want to hear about the
So we started
Like,
counting,
what happened on the
we
sideline?
started counting the kid Cade, and he double faults 13 out of 15 services, starting maybe like the 5 to 6 points into game 2 to the end of game 3.
really.
13 out of 15 services double faults.
I knew he did
went
double
ice
fault a
cold,
lot.
bro. We were all just
He-
like, "What?"
He
is-"
double faulted a lot of game 1 too. Not nearly as much, but he
Yeah.
definitely
that's why
double
he
faulted
started
game.
counting because
That's when we started counting. Yeah, well,
Wow.
not game 1, but to the start, because everyone was like, "Yo, he's double faulting." I was like, "Yo, we got to keep track of this shit." Yeah, but then you guys pounced on him, man. You guys took care of business. So
It was a ton of fun. Like that's the main thing I totally got out of it. Like I never had more fun at a tournament.
yeah.
It was a
So that's the one final thing I want to say about you guys. I mean, we can talk more about it. I saw, and this is gonna sound crazy, I think I saw Gabe get to a level and certain moments that I hadn't seen him play at before, even like at like tough tournaments, and not necessarily like an unbelievable set here or something like that. It just was more like his mentality. He's usually like in attack mode, but he's still Gabe, so he's still friendly. But he like went into like kill mode, and he wasn't moving from like here. He wasn't smiling, giggling with anything in between points. And the only thing I can figure is because he was playing with you. like playing with somebody that he cares about more so than just this is my partner for the season. So I actually think that although you could say he brought the best out of you, I think you took him to a new place where he was like, I don't want to lose for Matt. I want this shit. And I know he's friends like with Modell. He's friends with Fred and like other people. But the last time I saw him do this kill mode, why are you giggling? You don't like this take?
Disagree with it slightly.
Let me finish the thing.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him do this, where he literally looked like I'm not letting us lose, was when he was playing with the kid in Columbus last year, Addison. Addison's good, but he's not like top 10 good. And he was just like, nah, like and they did lose that game, but like they were completely outmatched and they battled. What do you think? What do you bet?
So I was gonna say, not disagreeing with that he like had a different kill mode or whatever, because I didn't actually notice that, so I can't say no. But part of the reasoning I feel like could be also because if you're like familiar with like New Jersey pickup, Matt and Gabe have like a running joke that when they play together, it's like they play bad and they lose a lot.
No one's ever lost more with Gabe in the New Jersey community except for me.
Yeah, so I was
going to this tournament. It was like, well, let's see what happens. Let's have fun.
Yeah, so I also think maybe part of the reason could have been like Gabe felt like he really needed to lock in to like play well, because he's self-admitted in the past that whenever he plays with Matt, he like can't reach his normal elite level, like something stops him for whatever reason. So.
I keep saying he knows he's playing with me, so he
he
doesn't think he has to perform. He's like, oh, I got Matt. He'll pick me up.
Yeah, so it
but
might
just never the case.
Yeah, so part of that reason could have been like Gabe having to like put a little extra focus to lock in to make sure that he plays to his usual level.
Shit. Could be. Yeah. I mean,
that's just another take.
From the sideline, what did you like watching, like the semis or quarters? Did you? No, you were playing quarters when I was in quarters still. But semis and finals, watching, was I noticeably the worst one on the net? And be honest, I want you to be completely honest.
We definitely, I mean, I don't think Cade played super well. I mean, I don't really know Cade, so I'm not like, throwing shade, but I don't think it, just judging from the count he had, like the 13 out of 15, whatever you said, I don't think he was playing super duper well. And for some reason, their setting looked so bad. Like, I don't know why, just Will and Cade's setting just didn't look like it was super good. But, so I wouldn't say like you were obviously the worst one on the net, but like there was definitely moments where I was like, oh, Matt kind of like fumbled there, made a mistake that like a pro player probably like wouldn't have made a mistake. But it's not like that was like every point. Like you definitely rose a lot and like definitely played to the level that they were playing at, which was really cool to see. It was funny watching the finals specifically with Corey sitting right next to us because I kid you not, dude, you hit like this banger reverse ace on either Max or Etienne, and Max, and Corey immediately starts like trash talking how bad that reverse was.
Oh my!
Even though like you just no touch somebody,
you
just no touch somebody in finals, and he's like saying, "Oh, he didn't mean to do that" or whatever.
Yeah.
Like some ridiculous.
I looked over to him. I was
statement.
like, "It was good enough to where he couldn't touch it." So
Yeah.
I mean, how much better you want it?
Yeah,
amazing.
it was. So Corey was being Corey.
Corey was
which was funny. But
I think part of him was a touch jelly.
100%.
Let me answer your question though. I didn't see you as a liability on the net at all, and I was only there for 2 and 3 of the semifinals. I wouldn't have said you were the best player on the net, but I would said you and Will played similarly. Like, I don't know. You guys would have been tied. Cade, I thought, was the weakest link on the net from what I saw. The finals, I think, was a little bit more evident that you weren't far behind, but you were the weakest one because of those two played so bulletproof.
They looked like they had played 10 years on the same team.
Yeah.
Like they were
well oiled. They were like, they were
like. I watched some of the semis back with them versus Kieran and Max, and like they were getting some insane touches, and it was.
You saw it already?
It's on Twitch. Like you can watch it back on Twitch.
When we were watching you and Gabe, all we heard in the background was just the Canadians going wild. And I knew I wasn't even watching the game, but I knew there was no way Max and Kieran were winning just by how wild the Canadians were going. And like it seemed like they had no momentum the entire series just from hearing the crowd.
And they didn't drop a game all day. Their closest match was 21-19 against Kieran and Max until the finals. Like all day they've been on crack.
They should have dropped. They should have dropped the game in finals. But
yeah, but then Max Gunn had to blow that side call.
There was a few calls that were kind of wild, not just even the side.
Yeah, and I mean, Max Gunnison had a difficult job. I wouldn't have wanted to be observing.
Yeah,
but 3 calls in a row, all are like kind of like 50-50 calls, and all 3 of them go against you guys. It was like I don't know. It was a little bit weird.
No, that rim was definitely rim.
No, the
That serve was 100%
The
rim.
rim was the
rim
most
was rim.
clear,
But
but
it
again,
was
we're
the
30
hinder.
feet
No, I heard
off.
the rim was
Yeah.
definitely rim. I was like cheering, like, oh, no way they're calling that, but it was absolutely rim.
You know, hinder
Yeah.
and
Maybe 2 out of the 3 were like 50-50s.
The hinder was
The hinder was the worst one.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Because
That
I
was
want to go back
wild.
and watch it, because maybe sometimes when you're there, but that ball is at Gabe's feet before, and I think that Etienne is pulling through, and he's still like 6 feet off, basically saying like 6 feet away from Gabe. Like if he laid down, I think his head would have been at his feet, and he kind of was like, I couldn't dive at it. It was just like, I don't know, maybe it's close. I don't fucking know. We'll have to go back. And
It was
watch
tough. It was tough, but they played super well. I think they definitely deserved it.
No, they played.
Yeah,
They
they played
very,
insane.
They're very, very solid.
Were there any moments throughout not really the day, but because pool play, who cares? But were there any moments where you felt, and not necessarily games, but moments where you were like, all right, I feel my level is lower here. Like I need to pick it up.
Not games, but definitely there was that one. I botched like 3 or 4 plays in a row or points in a row during round of 8 against Gross and Martin that were just terrible. And it was just like every once in a while there's the serve receive where like it goes right to my hand, but it's a bad touch. It's like my consistency is just not at the level of everybody else's. That's the number one thing I really took away from, and it was like that was a little annoying. But again, I do think I also stepped up my game a lot playing with Gabe and just being able to know it's like, okay, he's going to be applying a lot of serve pressure. I felt real comfortable being able to play my game because of the amount of serves and aces he's going to land, because of the sets he's going to give, and it helped me feel better about losing those points every now and then. But again, I also felt like I did my part the entire day. I don't think I let Gabe down
I would agree.
at all. And that was a really good feeling. And I think even Gabe told me that I took the bigger role game 1 of finals where I think he wasn't happy with his play as much.
Just serve receive from what I saw.
Yeah.
He got aced.
Yeah.
He got aced like 4 or 5 times. We'll go back and watch it.
You guys definitely weren't like a liability in terms
No.
of like stopping you guys from doing well, because I mean going into the day, like I was thinking that you guys were like a semis lock, like so you guys definitely would make semis. But talking to other people, like some people didn't even consider you guys like they thought like quarters, could be the end of
I
your
was
run.
hearing that too.
So I mean the fact that you guys went to finals, I mean just in itself is just evident that you obviously couldn't have been playing bad for you to make finals. So
It was a ton of it felt really good. It's a huge confidence boost for me. I'm trying not to let it boost my ego a lot.
I mean, on the field, feeling like like people, we kind of rag on Corey with his mentality, but like having that swagger on the court and like feeling like everything you do, no matter what, is going to work 100% of the time. I mean, that definitely as long as you don't let that impact how you treat others, that definitely is good. I would say.
I will say it's really fun playing with the whole crowd. Like I loved being in the middle of the crowd. I know some people are like not really about that. Some people like the low key and like they don't like the pressure. But I loved all the eyes on me. I think that helped me play a lot better too, especially with you guys cheering.
You didn't look like you were afraid of the moment, which I
loved
liked.
it.
Did you hear us?
Yes.
Did you hear me like specifically?
You said show him the reverse right before I reversed
I did,
Max.
I did.
That's the only reason why I reversed Max.
Let's go.
I was watching the film back, and you're standing right by the camera, and there was one where I put the serve on, and then you go right after the serve goes. This is mid-play. I rotate around Will, and you say, oh, come on, get this touch. Or, come on, Maddie, this is your touch. And then I get the touch. We don't convert it, but I got like a pretty decent touch. It just went a little bit too far for Gabe. And it was like, wow, like hearing you guys back in the film, because you were right by my camera, is a ton of fun.
That was yours right there. I was hoping that wasn't Will's.
Yeah,
we were having at it a
no,
little bit.
we kind of were like, not being nice per se.
Well, you're rooting for the other team.
Yeah, of course,
I mean,
of course.
It was great, like having you guys, and I heard all of you every single play. It was a ton of fun.
It was dead silent in that that indoor wherever we were in.
Yeah.
Like it felt like when no one was, even in finals, when no one was talking,
it
was like if someone said one word, everyone heard it, which was weird. I think the indoor kind of was like a vacuum in terms of sound just was muted a little bit. So it was actually like a really weird atmosphere for finals.
I like playing indoor.
We got to go back to the film. and because I was sitting right by the camera, I'm sitting next to Brian G and Dimitri, and there's one time where you are up and you took your little step left, and I was just like, if he steps all the way left, the lefty's coming, and you hit it, and you got an ace. So I want to see
game
it
2,
on
I think?
Will on game 2. Yeah,
We'll definitely dive into
Yeah,
that.
I think that was the one lefty ace you had, but that helped because then they were jumping it. Like they were jumping it a lot.
Then they bro. Then they respected it.
Because your left is like hits like 10% of the time on average, but then when it hits, it's like
it's real good.
It's so low because you hit it soft.
It's so low.
Yeah.
I try to hit it hard. It's just my left.
Yeah, like because I've only ever seen you one day. It was the last pickup we had.
I was crushing the
I've
left.
never seen you hit left before that.
Yeah, I was hitting a lot of them that day too. That was a high percentage left day.
And I want to say this too, because I don't want to ride Corey like too hard, because he was doing whatever. I have never seen him as laser focused and like more dialed in watching a finals ever. I know, even though he was, doing his little razz with you, he wanted you guys to win more than anyone else sitting there.
Yeah. He's definitely a big fan too, because like he was there from round of 8. That's crazy. I know he's huge, and we're always gonna be toxic towards each other. But it's all love for Corey, and we're boys when it comes down to it.
Like, what do you mean by that?
No, like it's the relationship is really a strong one, and we're boys before we're even spike ball players. So like,
hell yeah,
it comes down to that. It's like he was watching from round of 8. Like he just dragged his little chair around.
Yeah,
in the PJs.
He was actually watching me and Josh a few games. I noticed him sitting next to it. Then he's
a big fan.
We didn't impress him. We let him down. He came up to me afterwards, like, I'm disappointed. I'm like, that makes sense. That's all right.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I mean, it was a ton of fun. So we're gonna go back to you guys.
Yes.
Alter ego, or not alter ego? That was your alter ego left behind. Yes. We don't want to talk about them anymore. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about, you were saying you have a new team name.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But when are you guys going to use this new team name?
I mean, I don't really think it's like a secret. Like I didn't intend on keeping it like a secret what the team name was.
Okay, but
whatever next tournament
we'll keep.
But I just don't want to say it now. And
so don't say the team name.
In a couple days, we're like, yo, this team name here kind of hits, and then we just switch.
Yeah.
It.
So don't say the team name.
Yes.
But like, when are you guys teaming up again?
Whenever the next. Well, Kieran was mentioning like a tournament in like Philly or like Tennessee or whatever.
Florida and Miami and Tennessee.
Not Philly, Florida. So I meant Miami and Tennessee, which potentially could be. But I'm not. I wouldn't say it's like a guarantee.
So you're playing the first tour stop.
Josh wants to, so I think that's probably most likely.
He's just basically we're gonna play the season together.
He's
trying to get that out of us. Yeah, we're gonna play the season together. It's gonna be a lot of freaking fun. We have a lot of work to do, but I have high hopes. We got to get it like when the schedule comes out. Who the hell knows when that's gonna be?
Or even if it will.
Dun.
Whoa, crazy. We got to like look at the schedule, see which ones we definitely want to do, lock those in, and then the ones we can't do, if you still like are really feeling like going, obviously you're gonna go mash up play. If there's some you can't do, I want to go. I'll go mash up play. We got a lot of great players around here.
Yeah, a lot of depth in New Jersey around now.
Yeah. So that's it. We're gonna play the season together. What? Any other questions about our team?
I do.
Okay.
So what? Now this is where the juice comes out. Josh,
let's freaking go.
You are not going to say a word.
Oh shit!
All right, I already know what the question is.
As in, you're saying a word. Mike, you're not saying a word.
I already know what the question is.
What do you want to see from Mike after playing Christmas Classic? What is the biggest thing you want Mike to work on, and you really want him to improve before next season?
Okay. So first and foremost, the Christmas Classic was not a Mike issue, not a me issue. We both kind of fell short. So we both ride that together. If I could say anything for Mike, when Mike is practicing and serving a couple times a week and he's consistently like on the grind, he has no like ebbs and flows in his serving consistency. And that would be what I would say. If I could say one thing, it was just like
consistent practice.
Consistent practice in season. I don't think that'll be an issue.
No.
That would be the only thing. Mike is absolutely bulletproof in all aspects of the game. When we play against really, really good comp, obviously they put you in worse spots where you have to like find your way out of like not just routine sets and in-system play. So as a team, we got to get just like more smooth with like moments like that. But on the whole, Mike is one of the best players that I've ever played with, easy, and I have a lot of high hopes for he and I together. I do think that we'll be more of, to steal your line, a team hunting for breaks and a team that needs to get better at holds. But we're going to be like break hunters. We're going to be looking to try and gun you down. So that's it. That's my answer.
Your turn.
Yeah. So I would. So what I want Josh to work on.
What do you want Josh to work on? Like, what's something that you think Josh?
This isn't like, this won't be like a surprise because we both already talked about it. I would say like our in-system play would definitely need to be more like consistent. So I would say in terms of like just getting setting dialed down to like a T, like, you know, every single set is like, obviously it's hard to do that, but just I would say setting, just for the most part, like maybe like improving like directional setting in terms of like knowing, or not knowing, but just like when you're placing a directional set, like just basically in system setting, I would say is like you know, one of the things that come to mind. And then I guess I'd say serve receive too, but I feel like that the serve receive is like a very easy fix. So that's just gonna come with experience. Yeah, well, I think it is an easy fix. I'm saying I think there's like a few like things he could instantly fix with like his footwork and it'd be fine. So what's one little touch that you guys want on your jerseys for next season that is just so like special to you guys? What's a little like, what's something that like it needs to be on your jersey for next season as your guys as a team? So don't say like the Lemon Lads logo. Also, okay. I'm gonna interject real quick. I do practice frequently, but I was coming off graduating college, so I was like going into Christmas Classic, so I wasn't excuses. You know, on like I wasn't dialed in before that tournament, but like otherwise. That would definitely not be an issue going forward. Yeah, I'm with you. A little touch on the jersey is a great. Whether it's like a color or like a little symbol or something that symbolizes something. I've not thought about this at all. Actually, me neither. Maybe something that you want. Because it doesn't have to be, but it could change from now. Well, I feel like that kind of depends on, you know, what Brandon's guy cooks up for us. Well, I mean, no, you can add whatever you want to any jersey and make it work, depending on the style. Like. I want matching shorts. That's my answer. There you go. Ooh, I hate like, this is a pet peeve of mine. People will have like, which you're actually he's a walking. This guy is like a walking red flag in terms of, you know, how he dresses for a tournament. Yeah. In terms of what I like, but people I've seen like great jerseys where a team will have great jerseys, but then one of them looks just awful because they have shorts that do not mesh well at all and they just like mismatch or they don't work. And the other person has matching shorts and looks great. So it'd be like, I want to buy like a few pairs of shorts that are like you were mentioned earlier, like the pattern designs that totally meshes with like our actual jersey color, bro. And then run those. Cause I hate mismatching shorts, which I definitely fall victim to that too. Cause I don't have like designated shorts that match perfectly with my jerseys. So other than just black. So going forward, I definitely want that to be like, you know, I want that to be part of our kit for sure. You rag on me, but did you realize me and Corey would wear the same shorts every single tournament up until Nova? From the start of Jersey Boys, we've worn the same exact shorts, same color, same brand, everything. All I know is like we would say, okay, we're wearing gray shorts today, and when our Jersey Boys jerseys were the red and the blue, we always wore the navy blue shorts, and those worked perfectly. Well, when was Nova? What month was Nova? That was like July. Since then, which is now December, he's been like a walking Christmas tree in terms of I've been loving the pink vibe. I love the pink shorts. Like I made a post on my Instagram where his outfit is like red, green, and white. I think maybe that was intentional for Christmas, but I feel like it was a pickup outfit. Yeah. So I'm really talking about just in general. It's like jammies. Yeah, whatever. Okay. I'm not dressing to impress at pickup, right? All right, Brandon thought it was fire. I could be wrong. Brandon liked it. Yeah. It is now your like staple. But that's also you own it, so it's better. But no, it's not like it's an accent. If we went out there like that, I would look like I would never in a million years wear that in public. Like who do you think you are? Like, no, I need a match. That's hilarious. Yeah. All right. I don't like the randomly bright colored shorts that don't match. That don't like are cohesive in some way. Like, exactly. Like the neon for Gabe is okay because the neon's uniform, but like just randomly bright colors throughout the body, like on different articles of clothing. Not a fan. Yeah.
Also, can we take a second just to look at that loaf that came out? It was once that mush, and now it's just an unbelievable loaf.
Is that biscotti?
Lemon Lad's official baker is over there.
Yeah.
He's
Going to town.
BT, when we get it out and sliced and stuff, can we get a little visual on the screen?
Yeah, it's not, I don't know how long it's gonna take. Right?
It's cooling.
Okay.
It's
Oh, I
cooling.
gotta put it back in the oven.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
Oh,
see.
okay.
It
Maybe
might-
not. Maybe not this one.
Maybe some photos.
Yeah,
Maybe
photos.
We'll get you some photos.
All right. Well,
We'll have to think about that item though,
Yeah.
or little piece on the jersey, because something would be fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is there anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I have something I can talk
Yeah.
about. I don't want to start a whole new conversation.
Start it.
But you know the question I asked?
Yeah, that's a
All
good
right,
question.
All right, here's the question. I was thinking of this. I was hanging out with Mike Lynn and Pat Fazio the other day. Okay, so there's multiple like phases to this question. Okay, so for starters, who would you think, if you can take like any professional athlete in like the world, in terms of like, you know, their dimensions and their body type and the sport they're playing, which two athletes, and they don't know anything about spike ball, which two athletes would you take and pair them as a team that is the most optimal round net athlete that would be like most equipped to immediately be just cracked as soon as they learn the rules? Like, who would be best suited for a round net? That's like the first part of this question. And so, like, what would your answer for that be?
I'm probably the worst person to ask.
Okay, that's
Because
fine.
I don't follow a lot of professional
Okay.
sports like that.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll give my answer. Who
Yeah.
are your two? And it doesn't
So
have to be perfect. but
I
who are
actually
yours?
haven't like really nailed down like.
Actually, before you guys go, I want to see if mine is of any
Okay, go ahead.
close to you guys of like
Okay.
who I would say.
Okay.
I will say immediately I thought of LeBron for one of them. I think just because of his length and his overall athleticism. I've heard he's like, I don't
You've
watch
heard.
basketball at all, but he's like a freak athlete.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He's a-
basketball and not basketball. Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
a really good athlete.
Yeah, yeah.
So that would be one. And then, oh man, maybe like, who's like someone who's known for like speed in football?
It's like Tyreek Hill.
Sure.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really know. That's what I was thinking would be like a really good athlete because
Is he a wide receiver?
yeah,
Definitely a wide receiver, like a really quick wide receiver in football.
So for answering like LeBron, I actually don't think would be a good match because I feel like he's too lanky, and I think
I think lanky is the meta in spike ball.
but like there's spike ball lanky, and then there's NBA. Lanky.
There's like 7 foot.
Yes, I don't know. I just can't really picture him. I can't really picture that, but I mean that's a fine answer. It's a fine answer. So like, who would you say, Josh?
I was gonna say, I don't know if you know who Ed Reed is.
Ed Reed.
Ed Reed, he played for the Baltimore Ravens maybe like a handful of seasons ago.
Mhm.
Free safety, football player who just
Yeah.
like unbelievable instinct. Just drops back in, intercepts the ball. Obviously, he's a great athlete. I was going to go Ed Reed as one. And then the other one, I was going to go Carlos Alcaraz.
Yeah. Yes.
Who is
yes.
one of the best tennis players in the world.
Yeah.
Because I think tennis translates pretty good too, and he's got great touch.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
that
would
would
be-
be my team.
All right. So
Yeah.
basically, all right. So now
So here's
second
the
second
real
part of the
question.
question. All right. So say we have like Carlos Alcaraz and say Ed Reed or LeBron, like whatever two athletes you think would fit in that perfect archetype for round net. All right. Now you lock him into a room, right, like a basement with like a perfect setup for playing spike ball, and you put like just we'll say for this purposes of this discussion, like Gabe and Matt Cole also in that room, right? So you lock Carlos Alcaraz, Ed Reed, Gabe, and Matt Cole in a room with all the round net equipment they could ever need. There's like an unending supply of food and water, right? And the question is, how long, like how many days, how many months or like years do you think it would take for Gabe and Matt to like, all they're doing all day long is training up Carlos
These
Alcaraz
players.
and Ed Reed. How long do you think it takes until Alcaraz and Reed beat Gabe and Matt?
Oh.
And like, so they're training them every day, all day long.
And they're helping them to get there.
Like they're helping them like learn the instincts, like understand the game. How many months do you think it's until Gabe and Matt are outclassed because these guys are just freak
Freak of nature.
generational athletes? Like how long until they're done? Because
I think we've seen some
Text me your answer.
massive. We've seen some massive increase in like the span of 6 months with like Ryan Marino.
yeah,
So, with these guys being natural athletes already, just not knowing spike ball, I would say I'm gonna go with. I think it's gonna be long. I think it's gonna be like a year, and I'm gonna say that only because Matt, Cole, and Gabe in that room are also only going to be getting better.
Yeah.
And if they have nothing else better to do but to play spike ball, they're going to be learning new tricks, and they're going to be way ahead of the curve with learning new things and being able to up their level even more and fine tune their level. I think that's going to come down to consistency. And you're saying before these two freak athletes beat Gabe and Matt consistently.
Like until they're like, okay, these guys are legit. Like they're good. They can beat us. I guess like my thinking go into it. Like so, I guess also I'm considering like Matt and Gabe as they are right now, just to not make things complicated with how good they would potentially get. But I also think like
insane.
Yeah, but I also think something to add too is like I think serving would be the biggest thing. Like Alcaraz and Ed Reed, whatever, they might not be able to have. They won't have like those cracked serves, but I think they're such good athletes. Like they're not getting aced, you know. And I think once they understand, like defense and like how Gabe and Matt can hit, they can move their bodies quicker than than whatever we would ever realize. So they're gonna be in the right spots, like right away.
True, but then so let's say this: they beat Gabe and Matt consistently, right? So they become better than Gabe and Matt, and they know how to play Gabe and Matt, and they win against Gabe and Matt all the time. They come out, and then they play assistive touch.
Well, yeah.
Who plays a totally different style of game,
so
or they play Europeans.
Can beat Gabe and Matt consistently. I think they're killing assistive touch.
But if they only see Gabe and Matt, that's all they think the game is.
That's where this question this question changes radically. Your answer changes radically based on the professional athletes you choose to be in the room and also the round net athletes you choose to be in the room.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it definitely varies. But, so I guess, for the specific scenario I outlined, you say, a year, you said?
I would say so.
Okay, yeah.
I would say it's
interesting
a long time.
To see how fast.
What would you think?
I think people would overestimate how long it would take because round net has not seen anywhere near that caliber of athlete in terms of,
Gabe and Matt are going to get better, too.
Yeah.
And they're stupid
but I think
athletic. Just because they don't
athletic,
play,
but they're not
just because they don't make millions of dollars.
Well, no, okay,
they're training every single day.
Okay, Matt, but it's not like
they're professional athletes.
It's not like they have offers in in the NFL or the NBA, and they're freak, 1 in $1 million, 2 million, or even higher than that is what these athletes are.
We got two answers from the crowd. Two of our boys. One says 4 months.
I think that's more likely 4 months.
And that's Jake says 4. Brandon says 6 months, and Kyle Keenan says 8 months, right, bro? 8 months.
I'm more along the line of 4 months.
You don't think Gabe and Matt would be getting better too?
Well, that's not really that wasn't really part of my question. It was more just
how long would it take two just professional athletes to reach a pro spike ball level?
Yeah.
If that's all they ever did.
Yeah. So I'm not really taking into account Gabe and Matt getting better because, I mean, that wasn't really what I was envisioning with the question, but that definitely would impact things.
Yeah,
sure.
The question for me would be Gabe and Matt staying a constant, even that too. They don't even have bad games.
Yeah, exactly.
They're playing their best level, and they play that every single game. They're just trying to beat them more.
I just think I think people might not realize how good these people would be if we had these top world class athletes playing around that, how insane it would look. I think it would be bonkers.
Yeah.
So. I think 4 months would be around my guess for
4
sure.
months. When
4
he
to
asked me
maybe
for
6
the first time, I said a year as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess
I think maybe 6, but it'd be interesting to see if it ever. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but
plot twist: cool. Those two athletes cannot understand and cannot grasp the concept of spike ball, and then they spend forever in there just being terrible at the sport.
I don't know if it would happen.
No.
I don't think so.
What if they just don't mesh well as teammates chemistry-wise?
I think they'd be so athletic. I mean, they'd be able to play. I don't think it would. Well, it's an impossible question to answer.
It's a good question though. I want
hypothetical.
Everybody listening to comment their answers.
2 parts.
And
both
parts.
Comment who you would put in for the 2 best athletes that you'd put in your dream round net team. And then the follow-up, how long you think it would take for them to beat, a pro-level spike ball team?
Hopefully people will watch.
Top 1 spike ball team.
Yes.
Top. So
whoever
not just pro level, top.
Yeah, right.
So comment that. That's
fun.
We're interested to hear what you guys have to say. And if you're still listening to this anyway, that's awesome. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. How long have we been going?
We've been going for about an hour. I think we're gonna start cutting it there.
Yeah. Right.
But thank you guys for listening to our Christmas Classic review. Not really a review of the tournament, but a review of how we played and just our perspective of it. If you want a review of the tournament, go to fuango.io because that's where all the information is. You don't need to hear it from us.
Yeah.
If you're not following us on anything, go follow us on everything. Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. It's Spike Lemonade Podcast on all of them. And then make sure to follow Josh Tito Roundnet. Make sure to follow Mike G Roundnet, which he doesn't post at all on.
When
You'll probably see a couple collabs with NJ Roundnet and Matt Spo Roundnet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I run both of those.
Yes.
So if he posts...
Matt carries he carries Lemon Lads content, and people.
And Mike G Roundnet.
He carries my account as well.
And then be on the lookout for this Lemon Lads logo and apparel drop.
Content. He carries Lemon Lads content. That's what I meant.
I love that. Lemon Lads apparel drop website and stuff. We're going to start shouting and promoting soon, where you're going to be able to cop all like the Lemon Lads stuff you could ever want. It's going to be crazy. Hoping to see what I really want, dude. Be awesome is to go to a tournament next year and see somebody. Well, that too, but go to a tournament and see like someone random that I don't know, like wearing a Lemon Lads shirt, and be like, dude, and then him be like, dude, look, check this out.
That's how you know it's like.
That's how you know we'd made it.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I think it'll happen. I really do.
I think so.
I think we
need
to get on that windbreaker vibe. Pulling up. Like,
yeah.
Ooh, here's the deal. This is the ideal. All windbreakers. All in a group with a huge banner flying behind us. Lemon Lads.
What is this? The war?
Yeah, literally.
It is.
Everyone at that tournament knows who we are.
That's
the vision.
That's a good vision.
It is.
All
right.
I love the windbreaker.
We have Spike Lemonade Pod 22.
Episode 22.
Episode 22
with Mike Garrett.
in the bag. Mike Garrett's third appearance. There'll be many more appearances for MG. We talked a little bit about he and I teaming up. Stay tuned with that. Hopefully, keep on the grind, and you'll see us next year doing the damn thing.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you guys have a wonderful, safe Christmas. Happy New Year. It's gonna be a blast.
Happy Hanukkah. If that's
Wait,
the way,
are we gonna be
celebrate?
Is there gonna be another podcast before the New Year? Thursday.
In between
25th is Monday. 26th, 27th. There will be. There will be. So not Happy New Year yet.
Well,
I'll take that back.
Happy New Year, anyways.
No, Merry Christmas, and we will see you guys all next week on this same spot. Have a good one, guys.
Yep. Later. We're out of here.
Spike lemonade, on the way to the top, about to elevate. Spike lemonade.